This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we have set up the dependencies for the REST API testing with the RestAssured jar files. Maybe we can call this as a dependency. We just set the dependencies. io.RestAssured, JSON path, JSON schema validator, and so one more. This is our project. RestAssured. This is our project, right? So I set up a few of them. Still we need to set up one more thing. So RestAssured. Just type, go to Maven repository, type RestAssured. So anything pending, we'll see that. Get proper one. So the globe icon will be there. Okay, this one. This is the right one. And go back, you'll get it. Yeah. So JSON path we already did. JSON schema validator, XML path. The next one is XML path. Let's add XML path also. Copy and add the dependency. Next, we need to add test-ng. We need a test-ng. Completely, we're using Java based. This RestAssured is a Java based DSL, and it will automate your APIs with Java. And then, so we need test-ng, right? Next, test-ng. So this is the version. I have 7.0. I'll use this 7.0 and put it here. Then we need, after this test-ng, hamcrest all. So this is the one we need, hamcrest all 1.3, and this is the one. So one more we have under hamcrest, Java. So a library for hamcrest matches. Please use hamcrest instead. I think this one, hamcrest, Java hamcrest. Oh, this one, Java hamcrest. Core API and libraries of hamcrest matcher framework. So this one, 2.00, Java hamcrest. Yes, this is the one. And one last one is JSON. And either you can take first one or this Google one, whatever you want. And I think we can take this one. Let's take this. And this one, add this. These are the dependencies we need. If you want still, right, you want to develop like a framework, how we did in Selenium, same way you can follow here also. But here I'm just doing a simple format I'm following. That is, I'll create a packages again, com.q.api.base package. So some packages I'm creating, and same base package I'll create to read the properties, and then config package I'm creating, and config properties file I'll create. So then I'm creating test cases. Directly I'm coming to test cases, API test cases. So in the base package I'll create a test base class. So let's create a test base class. So test base class inside, we are going to do that read data from properties file. That's the thing we are going to do here. And then under config package, we're creating a config.properties file. So config.properties file. So here our application base URL, right? Application base URL, we are going to use this here. So app base URL. So base URL equal to, so we are automating this website, and website name is res.in, and here from every API you observe, so till users it is common. Say you take this list of users, single user not found, and create user. You see everything request plus this thing, entire thing is common. So what I'm going to do, I'll take this entire thing, I'll put it as a base URL, so that we don't need to write every time. So this is the one base URL I want to read. For reading, I'll write a reusable method here. So, and the method is already we created in the hybrid framework, right? I'll just copy it for the sake of time. Same method, so no change at all. That's it. The same method, we're going to copy it here. Anyhow, logger we are not using. So you can use logger also if you want, right? It's up to you. Okay, so this properties file we need to read. Let's read the properties file. So this path we need to provide. So the path you can get from, so till the project I'm getting from user.dev, and this one I need to get it. This path I need to give. So give the path. So from here onwards. Okay, this is the API. So complete API doc we are giving. And so we are reading from that properties file, whatever properties. So this is only one I defined here. You can define n number of endpoints based on your endpoints. You can define that. It's not really just one endpoint. You can write many endpoints, right? Each endpoint you can read with this method. Okay, and that's the first step we are doing. Now let's move on to the test cases. The first test case is, so get all users, right? So we need to get all users. This is the list of users you need to get. Now, so what we can do here is, I'll create a one test-ng class. A test-ng class, create a test-ng class, that is get all users test. So I need a before class, and that's it. I don't need extra. Okay, I just need a test method and a before class and one @ test method. So in the before class, what I'm going to do is, this is the rest assured, right? And maybe I'll write more test cases, right? I'll write more test cases like all the getter methods, single user test, single user not found. These are all test cases I will develop, okay? And if you want to develop, so my precondition is I need to read this base URL, this base URL. So app base URL I need to read. So that I'll keep in the this before class. So for that, you just read first, that will execute. It will set the base URL. It will set the base URL, and then we can continue our test cases. So just reading. So there is in the rest assured read. So base URL from properties file. So if you want to read, you have to extend test base class. Extend test base class. So import this. So import from this package, and so there is a rest assured dot base URI is there. So the static property, there is a base URI property will be there. So that you need to first store with the read method. So with the read method, you can do that. So that base URI. So base URI path you test, you set it by calling the read property method. Read property. That one, right? The method name what we have given, read property value. So just give read property value. So the URL, the key name. So what is the key? So get from here. Application base URL. This is the key. So that key I'm reading. If tomorrow changes also, no issues for us. Add throws declaration. So done. That's enough. Now URL is set now. Now my first test case is get all users, right? Get all users test. Write the test case name. Get all users test. So get all users test. Now, so there is a this API testing we can do with this rest assured in two ways. One is in the BDD format, or another one using request specification class is there. Using that class also you can do. So we are doing here request specification format. Then we'll go later given when, then concept is there. Given means preconditions, you can set up all the preconditions. When means actions you can do. Then means your output you can verify. That's a BDD format. Here we are using a request specification class. We need to create the request first. We need to create the request with the request specification. So this rest assured dot given method, it will return a request specification object. So see that first, create a request. Create a request. Get request we are creating here. So rest assured dot. So you can see given is there. Given. See that this given returns request specification. See that given many formats are there. So another request specification object you can pass inside the given method, overloaded method, right? And you take this one. So now I need to return this request specification. Request specification. And we can put it name, so request, right? So we need that request. I'll just put HTTP request. So and import this request specification. The return type of this method, I am not doing anything. The return type of given method. So return type of given method. You can do, see, even given dot, you can add parameters also. So when post, see that this is all you can add. So then body. So this format also you can write, right? So many formats you can write. Whatever the format you like, you can do that. So I just created the request. Now we need to get the response now. So you can execute now. If you want, you can set the headers, all those things. So we'll do that in the, so next onwards we can set the these headers and all those things. We can do that from next test case onwards. So we set the headers also, right, in the postman. Did you remember? In the postman, let me open this. In the postman, we set the headers also. You can set the headers also like this. Let me show you first headers. You can add the headers to this request. Otherwise, I will show you directly here itself. It is taking time. So later you can add headers. So we added content type application JSON, accept application JSON. So those things we added. I don't know whether you remembered or not. So those headers I will add for this request. So add headers dot headers. So there is a headers concept is there. Can you see that? So that headers you can add. Those headers, so whatever the category type you want, you can add those headers. Content type application JSON. So where we have, so this is the two things we have. You can set this. I think I'll take this and header name, content hyphen type, and I'm just giving all these values. So this is the right application slash JSON, application JSON, and next one also we need to give same. Second one more header accept. So request HTTP request. This is the accept application JSON. So once it is so triggered postman, yeah. Can you see here headers, content type, accept. This one I set up there. It's in the automation. Then, so I added the header to my request. Now I need to execute, right? So I need to request all these things. So how can we request? So to do that, so we have there is a request method. Okay, what type of request method you are doing that? So that we need to see that. Let's see HTTP request dot. So this method, so once you execute, so you are hitting after giving this URL and after this, but still we didn't give a complete URL. We have given till this point only, base URL. And this we need to give, right? Where we can give. So that is what we are setting now. After that, you are going to hit the send button. Send button, when you hit, it will give a response to you. So that response I'm going to get here now. So request method, there is a request method. See that the request method is going to return a response. Is going to return a response. So I will need to give this method I need to give and URI I need to give, right? So this is the one I'm going to take up, and this is returning method dot get method, and then URI. So URI you have to pass. So the question mark, go to this URL, this one, right? Till this we have given question mark page equal to 2, we need to provide here. So that I'm providing question mark. So page equal to 2. That's what I did. and this is returning a response body. So response, right? So this is returning a response where you are hitting. So that's why you are getting a response. So I'm just taking the response. So import this response from IO.RestAssured. So that's the one thing. And then next one is, so now you print this response body. You print this, but if you want to print, you need to get the body of this response. So, and you convert into a response object into string format. Convert comment, right? Convert, this is the response object. Response object into string format. We need to convert response object into string format. So how can you convert? So string format, I'm giving a so response body equal to, so resp dot get body, there is a get body, yeah, here it is, get body method dot as string method is there, see that. So as string method, you can get that as string method, you can get that, you will get in the string format. Then you can print this, so all the response body will get. So response body is, so you can print this value. So it will print. Let's execute this, right? Let's execute. So where it is printing or not, then validation will do. So now this response, so this I hit it now, I hit it, send button, and then I got this response body. That body I'm printing, but still validation I didn't do this. Status code I didn't validate. I'll validate after this execution. And so we'll validate, first execute. So whether you're getting the output or not, let's see that. Okay. Test-ng exception. Load class. Cannot find class in class path. Okay. XML class. Let me create a suit file for this. And we'll see whether it's going to work with the suit file or not. API suit. And this one keep under SRC test resources. Let's keep under SRC test resources. JAN SRC test resources. Under this, go to test-ng suit test-ng.xml file. So let's go here and we'll run this, run as test-ng suit. Things issue with the dependencies. So let's track old one, November. So what is the difference here and there? So dependencies issue 4.3.0, 7.0, and here this JR is why it's set to 1.5. Configure build path double click, select this JDK and apply and close. Now so run this, and then if it is not working, then we'll track one by one. Still there is issue. So dependencies issue. Okay. Ham crest all 1.3. So what is our ham crest here? 1.3. That's fine. And 2. Ham crest, Java ham crest 2.0.0. Here also 2.0.0. Fine. And then 2019-072. 2019-2020. 11:15. I'll just change this maybe if it is. I don't think so. That one. Test 4.3.0. I'll put otherwise all these things. 4.3.0. So all this. The all dependencies. So whether one component might not compatible with other dependencies will create a problem. Other than that, nothing. So let's download it. Is downloading. Let it download. So what we did? So we first set the base URI, then created the HTTP request, and then that HTTP request. So and we hit it with the URL by giving the URL, and then so we are storing in the response in one variable. Now see that is the issue. So the main thing is it is not taking the latest this things. So please take 4.3.0 and maybe different reasons, all the compatibility so should get. This is the response body. So this, if you want to see, go to any browser, there you go, and JSON-lint you take. It's a JSON validator. So whether your JSON is correct or not, it will validate. So what you can do, just immediately click on validate JSON. So valid JSON. See, now you will get in the valid JSON format. So we got in the string format, and copy and paste it here, and it will give you valid JSON, right? So this is the one. Now I need to validate this endpoint is correct or not. So whether it is returning proper data is we are fetching perfectly data. Now you need to validate the status code. So one by one status code will validate. Let's validate the status code. So how to validate the status code? So straightforward methods all are. So fetch the status code. How can you fetch a status code? So it returns a integer response code equal to. So this response dot you can see if we put a dot, it will show get status code. First line itself, get status code method is there. So this is the one. And what we are expecting, 200 we are expecting. Asset it. So I'll print first the status code. Status code is your actual value is the resp code. So this is a variable. It stored the your actual value. I think P is missing. And now you need to asset it. Asset dot asset equals, right? You need to asset. So that is resp code, and expected is 200. So we are expecting 200. That's very, very important. If you're not asserting, it's not going to work out, right? And then get status line is there, one more. So you can get the entire status line, this one, which HTTP version you are getting, using, all this you can get it here. So this, I got it now, this 200, and okay, message, if you want, you can get the message in the status line, you will get that. So that will written as string type, right? String status line you can get. Fetch the status line. So string, so status line equal to resp dot get status line. I think this one, get status line. Get headers, you even in the response body you have headers. Those headers also you can get it. You can print all these things. Just print status line is, just print it. That's it. Even you can execute from suite file also. So this is the status code, and this is the status line, means which HTTP protocol you're using. Is HTTP/1.1 200 OK. So this is the status line what you're going to get. So you passed, both are passed. So that's the first test case, how you can validate. Still you want to validate some more data, you can validate. So let's see how to validate a data. If you want to validate data, or we'll write another test case. If you want to validate data, what you need to do, you just need to add this JSON path, one method is there, resp.json path, right? Resp.json path method is there. So that method you can call. So that is the method, if you call automatically, whatever you want, you can get it. JSON path dot get method is there. So first on the response, so whatever you want to get, you can get it. So let's see, first understand here. So this, I want this total, and then I want page number, and I want these values, and I want this array values, this array, and I want array first name and email, I want it. So how can you get these values, right? Let's get first one by one. I will get total and page count and total count, I'll get it. So fetch the page count. Okay, you fetch the page count. Basically, you see that resp dot, just put a resp dot, and you have, can you see here JSON path, and get the JSON path dot. So you have a get method. So get method, and you give a get of string. So get of string will give you, or get of string, or string path you need to give, and you can get a get integer also if it is integer, and get JSON object if you want. You can get the object also, and get a list, all the list, and so many methods are there. Get object and class type, get short, get UUID. So many methods are, whichever one you want, you can take it. So I'm just taking this. Let's give this. I'm just giving a path, a piece I'm giving. So I'll just print this directly, piece value. Okay. So I'm going to print page value is. So directly I'm printing. So instead of storing in one variable, again, all this I'm avoiding. So single line, you can print it. Same, next to fetch. So what we want? Total. Total I want. Total count. Right? Total value. You just change here total. Okay, and this one. It's like this you can get. And array, let me give you one array value how to get. I'll just show you how to get array value. So that is also important, right? Get first array element first name. I'll get a first name. Okay, data array first element, first name or email, whatever you want. Okay, it's up to you. So here you need to give. So what is that? First, so data of 0, data of 0. Okay, so this one, can you see that? Let me lift it so you can understand properly. So this the data is an array, and data of 0, first one, I'm getting first one, and this first name. So I'm getting this first name value, and slash the first name. So that's it. And you can, if you want, you can put assertions also, either dot or I think a dot or slash, whatever it is. Just see, let's see if you are getting issue. Okay, so we got some error here, and that is illegal argument exception. First name was used but not defined. Define parameters using. That's it. You are getting total value. Total we given wrong. Okay, lowercase. But I have given capital letter. This is the total. Whatever the parameter you have in the response body, that you have to give. I think this is a dot. So dot. Okay. Let's see that. Done. See that, Michael? So Michael, you got 12 value also you got. And both the test cases are passed. This is how to get your response body data also you can validate. So what we did, and I am getting my request URL I'm executing here with the request method. The output I'm storing in the response variable, and that response I printed, I converted into string, I put it inside here, and then validated the rest status code, and then these are the values. Okay, so you got, and you are fetching the data from response body. That is the how to validate. And you want to add more test cases. So let me add more test cases. 2 more test cases. Get methods are there, right? So those get methods. So what are the get methods? The next second one is get single user. Get single users test. Single user test. Get single user test. Everything same. What is the change only? This URL will change. Remaining all same. Remaining all same. You can see that. Single user. What is change? /2 you have to use. Till users you are getting from base URL. Request.in API /users. /2 is missing. That I'm going to concatenate here. /2. That's it. So maybe I'll write some print statement. Started executing the get single user test. Get single user test. And you can write same thing. Get all users test. Maybe I'll put the same thing ending at the end also, so that we can understand. And ended executing this one. Maybe I can put the same thing. for this also, so that we can understand. But here we don't have this array you won't get for this, so remove this data. And ended executing get single user test. But what you are going to get, so see that is important. Okay, and where is our request done, right? And single user, execute the single user. So what you will get? Output what you need to see. So email, we'll fetch the email. Let's fetch the email, first name, and whatever it is you can get. This avatar values, whatever the value you want, you can get it. So I'll get the email, first name, first underscore name. So first name, email value, first name. Okay, and next test case I'm doing this single user not found, single user. All the getter methods I'm putting in one place. 2 3, this is the thing. 404 is the status code. And started executing, just put here so that you can understand. So I'll change this, get single user not found, single user, so not found test, get single user not found test. So get started. I'll put this, let's copy, and I'll put here started executing. So only change here. So this you need to give 23. That's it. And you can see entire URL you're getting here. So /23 you have to give. /23 you have to give. Because user software we didn't put a slash in the configuration properties file. Users /23 will come here. Right? That's one. And you're not going to get any value here, but here is a 404. 404 is the status code and status line, but no data will be there. No data will be there, and end of test case. So now execute all the test cases. So all the getter methods are done. Now we'll go for a post method. So post method, what we need to give? We need to give the request email value. You are getting null. So why we are getting a null here? This data inside. Okay. So first 404 is executed. That is fine. That is passed. Get single user. Get all users also executed. Perfectly fine. No issues in that. And this is a 200. Okay. But email value and first name value we are not getting. So why we are not getting? We need to see here. Destination path. The direct. So data. Then directly this one. It's not array. Let me give a data dot email. First name. Let's execute then. Right. Now we got it. Just like that. Okay. So all three are passed. 3 test cases. Any queries before going to the post method? I'm going to go to the post method. I'll just copy this, paste it. So create user test. What is that? Create user test. Because we don't need to write a lot of code quickly, we can finish it. So other test cases I'll remove. I don't want these two test cases. I don't want to use these two test cases. And so first understand the post method, how it will work. So you need to create a user, right? In the create user, what are all things you need to pass? So you need to pass first headers you need to pass, okay? Then after that, request body you need to pass. You need to pass the request body. So the request body, you need to set what is the data you're inputting. What is the data you're inputting? That data we need to give. Everything same. Create user test. I'll put create user C small. Create user test. So here create user test and create user test. So I need to pass this create user test. This everything is similar. Request you need to create first time, headers you need to pass, and in here the method you need to pass post method. And here I think nothing is there, so you don't need to pass anything here. But before this, one more, right? For this request you have given headers. With headers, what we are giving extra here? So what we are giving, this URL you set, headers you set. One more is body. The body we need to set, right? This body we need to set for post method. This is the thing we need to set. Name and job value we need to set. How can you set? So to set that, we are going to use this JSON path we are going to use. So JSON path you need to use that to set these values. There is a JSON object class is there. You need to create object for this JSON object class. So let's create object to set those values. Create object for JSON object class. So call this. So quickly create. I'm giving a body. Okay, I'm just giving a body. So that body is. So I need to set request parameters. I want to set the request parameters equal to new JSON object. So this is going to help us to set the, this is coming from org.json, import that from, that's why last one is there, right? This last one, and from this we are getting this JSON object. Why you will use JSON object? To set your request body. So to set your request body, you need to use this. So request param dot, there is a put method. Put method you have to give string key and value, the string value, whatever it is, take that. What is the first name? This is the name, right? Name you, that's the first one. So name parameter, and what is the value I want to give? Ramesh, I'm giving Ramesh. Same second one also you set it. So how many are there? You set like that. So what is the second parameter? Job, right? Job. So job, and you can set here value. So automation, so architect. So you just set that. Okay. Now, but this is just you created the parameters, but you need to attach these parameters to this HTTP request. So how can you attach that? That's important. You created the parameters, but we need to add these parameters to HTTP request. how can you add these parameters to HTTP request? So there is a body method is there. That body method then pass this request parameters. So attach the parameters to HTTP request as a body. So that is a request body, HTTP request dot body method is there. You can pass body, it's a string body. So or byte, file, input stream, object, any format you can pass it. So I'm passing this request parameter I'm attaching to that dot. So there is a toString method. In the string format we are supplying. So this is the one. Now see that. So initially we set the request, we created a request with a given method, then we added the header to this request, then we are adding parameters as a request body, and then I'm requesting a post method. So because why this second one is empty, you see that. So this empty till users only it is there. Later it is not there any endpoint. That's why I'm giving a blank. Now you got the value. So response body you are printing and get status code 201, right? We'll get a 201. You can go and see here. So when you once you execute a create user, it will execute for you a 201 status code, 201 created status code you are getting, and then status line, and you can fetch the response body value. So what is the response body value? Name value. So you can get the name value. So name value, get the name value, get the job value. So job value, and then this we don't have anything, only one we have, right? So that's one. And ended executing create user test. So that's it. And here we need to change. So you can fetch the name value. What is the name? Your name, and this is the job. In the output also you'll get job value, name value you can get. So this is the how you can execute a create user test. See that. So this is the how we can execute your methods. See that it is passed. See that in the response body you have a name, whatever you have given this ID, created it. You want to get this ID and created it also, you can do the same code. You don't need to change much. So that's the how to do this. You can post a user, that means you are creating a user. Next one, same will do update user, right? Just do update user quickly. We'll do. We have less time. Where is that? Delete it. This one. So update user. This will update user test. So everything same, almost everything same, right? Even in the update users also. So just execute here. What is update user? So this one. Extra you need to give /2. In the method is put method, and body also there. Body you can give whatever the body. This one. I'll change this, all these things. Everything same. Here a put method you will give. Put method and put a /2. Second user you are updating. That's the meaning of that. So I'll give some name. Okay, let me give a name. And so you are giving, so whatever it is, you are just everything same, right? Update user. Update user. See that everything again, you created a request, add the headers to that, and add the parameters to this, and then the method is put method you are requesting. Here the response is, I think 200. So that is 200. Execute it, you'll get it, you'll see that. Execute 200 status code, 200 status code. So this you need to get it. So again, name value, you can get whatever the name value we have. Response body, what name is there, and that what name you updated, you can get it here. And that's the how we can update users. So that's it. Oh my god, I updated here. Okay, in the create user I updated. Sure. Let me change this name, rename. Make sure guys you are while copy pasting, make sure you are I'll just change the name, modify users test. So modify users test so that it will be a different class. And this I'll change create users test. So create users test. Small mistake happened, and create users test. Create users test. Okay, now you don't have any problem. So this is a modify users. So put method, and you got it, and all the things are done. Now execute this modify users test and see, you will get the status code, everything perfect. You can add all these things to your that. See that? That's it. See that? The name we got, and the response. In the response body, you can see here in the response body it is there. Name, job, updated it. So this is all how you can automate. Till tomorrow delete method we need to automate. So I'll automate tomorrow, and then how to run this in the form.xml I'll show you. This is all predefined code you can use in your, just you can improve loggings, you can add logs, all these things, that also you can do that. Okay, so that we'll see tomorrow how we can run through form.xml, and after that we have, by this Saturday we'll finish the course and completely. The last class I'm expecting by Friday. That is so this thing basically BDD Cucumber. Tomorrow itself we are starting the BDD Cucumber, because this doesn't take much time. Only delete user test is there. That also can finish now. Let me take quickly. Can finish. I think test this one. Let's finish quickly. Delete user test. It doesn't take much time because we are just copy paste, right? It doesn't take much time. Delete user test. Make sure you click on this. Okay, otherwise it's going to be a problem. Delete user test. Just put, so delete user. So delete user, you need to create a request, same headers you need, and we don't need this. This part we don't need. For delete, you don't need to pass a request body. For get and delete, you don't need to pass any request body. And here the method is delete. See that? So method dot delete. Then so execute this here, delete method. So delete method, what you want, /2 only. So that means the second user I'm deleting. Response body is 204 you will get. See that? 204 we are getting. See that? 204, no content. I'll just give here 204. That's it. And we don't have any data to fetch. We don't need to fetch any data. Executing, ended executing, delete users test. Done. So now execute this. This is also done. Tomorrow I'll show you how to run as a suit, and then we can finish this delete user test, and I'll run through a batch file, this testng.xml. Then I'll show you how to run through pom.xml. Then quickly we can go for the BDD Cucumber. Just 5 to 10 minutes. So then we can go for the BDD Cucumber. Right? Any questions? That's all for the day.